Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners.
Goldylocks Productions presents the Inspiration from Spirit show with your host, Reverend Lea Chapin. The focus and goal for this show is to assist humanity in the awakening of a new level of consciousness that will bring peace to planet Earth.
Hi, I'm Lea Chapin. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday and that they're refreshed and they had a lot of good food and you're just feeling great and uplifted now going into the Christmas holidays and Hanukkah. So this is a time of joy and celebration. And so I'm hoping everyone's just feeling that excitement of the holidays. So anyhow, it's a lovely, beautiful time and joy to the world, peace to the world, and sending so much love and grace to everyone during this holiday season. Today, I'm so excited again. I am partnering again with Tiffany White Sage Woman. She is the producer and owner of Goldylocks Productions. She's here with me. We want to talk a bit today about soul healing and about the time of bringing together unity consciousness and returning to oneness. I was teaching an Akashic Records class last week, and what came to me during that class was simply that we needed to clear our past lives before the year of 2021 and into 2021 so we can continue to hold more light in our body, because we're moving into our new earth bodies. We're moving into a higher frequency, into the fifth dimensional frequency, and our bodies are holding more and more light. And so it's really important that we begin to clear those patterns and those imprints that we've been holding on for millennia. So what came to me during that Akashic Records class was that I would share this with all of you today, and that Tiffany and I would bring a master class together. I think we talked about perhaps maybe November 30th of working to help heal the soul trauma of our past and how our past is affecting us. For example, before I invite Tiffany on, there's a sense of great loneliness that I was feeling, and I felt it for many years. And even though I have a lot of friends, there was a deep sense of loneliness. And what came to me during that Akashic Records reading when I went into my own meditation was that it was directly related to Atlantis. And so that was really surprising to me, that was still affecting me from that time period. I assumed it was perhaps just this lifetime, but it came from that time period. And so that was really an awakening to me, that how long these traumas or these emotions that are affecting us and the origin of where they come from. And so it's really important that we begin to clear this within our own auric field, within our own physicality, within our mental and emotional bodies, so that we can continue to hold and be as pure as we possibly can in this ascension process. So that's what we want to talk about today. So anyhow, again, want to welcome Tiffany White Sage Woman here with us. And I know she has some fabulous insights, and we'll talk about today's full moon, November 30th, and our lunar eclipse and how that's affecting us as well. So welcome, Tiffany.
Hi. It's always so nice for us to be together, and and I know that there might be a little bit of feedback. But we'll work through that. Because the message is more important. So. I know it can feel, or what would you hear is like, what was it? A lot of people had said in the past was like gerbils typing or something, or somebody eating popcorn. We'll just work through this, and because this really needs to get out there. And so, yes, Jules, I feel loneliness too. And so, yeah. Well, thank you so much, though, for inviting me, Reverend Lea. It's always fun when we are in this space, sharing the same sacred space together.
Well, we seem to be synchronistic, and as we have been told that we have our own past life connection that came up as we were twins. And so how interesting that we both felt, drawn to each other, again, feeling that soul connection. And so what is so lovely about you is that, you have such a pure, loving heart, and that, you're so generous and so giving. And, I'm so grateful for you and this platform, and just for you and your warm heart and all that you do to help the world. And so I know that for me, and I'm going to say this, is that I I admire you, and I admire your determination and your courage and your tenacity and your willingness to serve. And so I see you as that pure light being. And so as we were talking about clearing those patterns, it's like you're kind of like my role model. You're my little idol, because I'm thinking, you just seem so pure. So it's like, I want to be like Tiffany.
Oh, you're so sweet. I'm just like, oh, I'm going to be like Reverend Lee. I'm going to be like Lee. So funny. Hello, Lillian. Hello, everyone that's joining us. So, thank you. That's really sweet. I don't see what you see, but okay.
Well, that's how I see you, and I see you as, and I know you've done a lot of inner work on yourself and a lot of healing work through the years, and it really shows. And so, when we recognize other people and we recognize the light within them, then it's really inspirational, because for me it's like, oh, it's inspiring. So I would like to know a bit about your process in terms of how you have worked through some of those emotional traumas that you've gone through, just briefly, in terms of some things that you've done to help yourself through the years.
So, wow, that's a very good question. And what have I done to help myself is that there's always been this deep underlying determination, even stubbornness, if you want to call it stubbornness, but I've used it to my advantage. Yes, I felt the loneliness before. I've gone through all of that. And when I'm done allowing myself, if I feel that way, I won't put myself in public. It's okay to have a pity party. Just go in your room and shut the door. And when you're done, come back and socialize with people. But you have to get over and address whatever you're feeling. But I would maybe it's a little easier for me because I've always been connected to the angelic realm. And when I felt frustrated in this reality, I would just sit down, close my eyes, or go to water, take a walk in nature, and then just reconnect, call in the angels, and there you go. Then we would have discussion, even whatever was bothering me. There was discussion about it, or sometimes there was just silence. It was comforting knowing that they were around me. And then, in that silence, we figure things out because we have all the answers within us. And so that's what I have done, and it hasn't failed me ever. And so that's what I do.
Well, the inner work shows. That's what I just want to say, because it's your bright light is affecting so many people and shifting so many people. And as we talked about before, that as Spirit has told me, that this is a really time of getting clear about those imprints and those themes that we've been carrying with us, and how important it is for us to begin to clear that so that we can help assist others. And I know this is the platform that you have here at Goldylocks, of helping others to move forward in their ascension process. And I know a lot of people are fearful. They're feeling a sense of separation. And yet today, when I did my Mary Magdalene teachings this morning, it was about unity consciousness and no longer feeling separated, because the separation that we feel is that separation from our creator God, from our energy of our I am presence. And so when we begin to clear those emotions within us, those patterns within us, then it'll be easier for all of us to be able to feel that joy, to feel that connection, to feel that peace. And so with everything that's going on in the world, so many people are afraid, so many people feel separated, and we've been physically separated. And yet it's given us a time for us to, if we so choose, to take a look at those issues that keep bumping into, where we keep burping up. And so it's not to be ignored, but it's to be acknowledged and to give gratitude, because we're all just moving forward in our soul's journey. And so this time of separation is really a time of coming together in unity. And what they had said was that people are more appreciative of each other because we have had this level of separation, and we're coming together in unity consciousness. So I was seeing this expansion of more and more people being grateful for this time of separation. So I felt like that was like a lovely blessing that I saw in my mind's eye this morning during my channeled meditation.
I love that, and it's know that there really isn't separation. Flip that coin over, or look at the other side of separation. Look through it. Look to the other side. There's, in this, in the 3D reality was duality, opposites, one or the other, but it is really about oneness. And we actually have been in the fourth dimension since 2012. 2012, December solstice in 2012, the great cosmic moment, as it's referred to, was the end of 3D that we knew it. It started then, and that's why the minds can see past that dimension. That record was closed. Fourth dimension is opened to us, and that's when we started to. We are just now entering the fifth dimension, so it's taken us 8 years. And fourth dimension is what we call heaven. So we really are closer to our loved ones in spirit than we ever have been. This is why a lot of people maybe their abilities have gotten more enhanced and stronger. And so it's the ones that's going to have a hard time, or not the ones, believe it or not, that's watching this. They're going to be the ones that are still fighting it. Okay, and so that's what we all are here for, is to help one another. But yes, we most definitely are here to help, not just ourselves, but everyone else. As far as our family, our ancestor line, even our ancestor lines in past lives. A lot of us healers know how to do this so consciously. So just go into that space and release and resolve. We know how to do that. And so if all of us are clearing ancestral lines, that helps, because we're not bringing luggage, in which we can have in the fifth dimension. So the lighter we are, the easier and faster it is in this ascension process. Because from 2012, there was an agreement that's going to take 20 years to ascend, which would make it 2032. All right. Now that's fast. Instead of thousands and thousands of years, 20 years. But that's even being shaved off, because when I asked 2032, it's already 2030. Congratulations, pat yourself on the back, because we are making progress, and we can keep making progress. And all you black sheeps in the family, maybe we knew what we had to do. We knew that it was left up to us to carry that burden of our family and to clear that energy. And maybe when we were younger, we're like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't even like them. Why do I got to do this? No, we know we love our families. But you know what I'm saying is that a lot of us felt kind of alienated from them, or kind of like, I really chose them? Of course we did. And we understand that now. And so as we are helping to clear the way in this process and of healing this whole ancestral line, and that kind of goes right in line with what came through to you with that class of the Akashic Records.
Yeah, it was really important to help understand, at least for myself, the origination again of the emotions that are affecting me. And yet one time, I don't know, it was a few years back, one of my ancestors came and somewhat scolded me, in a sense that I had thought that my grandparents, that there was a level of poverty consciousness that was connected to my grandfather and his people. And so I think it was my grandfather's mother came. I think her name was Mabel. And she let me know that they were not poor people, that we were creative, industrious people. And she wanted me to clear that level of consciousness. So I thought how interesting that was, that she came and corrected me from my perspective, even though oftentimes we'll do the healing for others, but she came to help me to clear my own consciousness, because my grandparents were poor farmers, and so they really lived in a shack. They had no running water or bathroom, and they were just really, really poor. And so I that affected me, because I lived with them for a time, and we had to live there in the summers when my parents had divorced. And then one year I went to live with my dad when I was 12. And so I really was entrenched in their world. So it was so interesting how Mabel came and corrected me. So have you ever had that experience where one of your ancestors came and tried to help you with your consciousness and help you resolve some issues as well?
Oh, yes. My great grandmother comes through a lot. She's been a very strong guide for me. My great grandmother, my grandmother, one of my paternal grandmother, and these are paternal great grandmother and grandmother. They're the ones that have helped me the whole way. We know you got a job to do. We know you're going to drag your feet and fight, whatever, but this is what you have to do. They're the ones that came up with the name Goldylocks Temple of Healing. When I surrendered to, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to step in my power. Now, what do I name, my company, so to speak? And they were like, well, Goldylocks, because that's what they called me, with the golden curly hair. But they said that's what we called you, but it's going to take on a totally different spiritual expanded meaning, and you might not understand it now. It'll take you years before you fully understand what that means. And I was like, okay, but they were very specific, Goldylocks with a Y, not an I. And I'm like, okay. And so I've listened the whole time to them. And they were like, we know it's not easy, and thank you. And they're supportive of going and cleaning up everyone else's stuff, so to speak. But and so, believe it or not, we do, even though we're the ones that's doing that, we do have loved ones on the other side that step forward to even help us with that. So we are not doing anything alone at all. They are helping us, but sometimes we have to be the ones that holding that energy. We are holding that portal, so to speak, of healing, or that portal of releasing. We are the holders of that. And if you understand what shamans and medicine women and medicine men do, they're holding that sacred space. They are the ones that are commanding the energy and directing it. So that's pretty much like we are, if you want to say, the traffic cops for the energy, but that's exactly what we are. We're the liaison between the dimensions, and like the spokesperson for the higher dimensions and higher vibrations. So,
and is that partially why, I guess I know the answer, but where a lot of people are really suffering and having a lot of intense emotions now that they're holding the energy of the collective?
Mm-hmm. They can feel that weight is on their shoulders, but they should know that they're not alone. And I was actually thinking about this, or had this discussion with my angelic committee earlier, was just that, what, quite honestly, 2020 has been a blessing. And where people feel like, okay, so now we're forced to stay shut in. But look at this technology that we're doing right here, right now. We're all sitting in Sacred Circle together, and we're in different places all over, whether it's this country and beyond. All right. This online has brought us all together, and you don't have to feel alone. You also don't have to go out of your home to socialize. You can FaceTime or have this type of connection. There's a lot of spiritual webinars now, a lot of spiritual, like shows, master classes. Do you know a place like that? Goldylocks Productions has a lot. But there's a lot of places like that you can become a part of. And that way, that helps you. Yes, each and every one of you, even if the camera's not on you now, you are helping and making a difference. You're sitting in the sacred circle. It's finding your soul tribe. And because we really are stronger together than separate.
Yeah. Yeah. The nice thing about being able to do this is being able to feel that connection. And like I said, this is a time of unity consciousness. It's really a time of focusing on shifting from our, what do I want to say, our own selves in to understanding and connecting with the global and connecting with our brothers and sisters. Truly, that's because we've, in some ways, our particular society has been about me, 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 me. And this is a time of extending out, of reaching out and being able to help. And so this is so important now that we begin to take a look at where we can serve. And this is an opportunity that Spirit had said during this pandemic is for us to take a look at within our own soul of what is calling us, what is our passion, what is we are being called to do. So instead of being stagnant or sort of waiting for time to pass or waiting for this pandemic to be over, begin to listen to what your soul is calling you to do. In terms of, for me, it was about teaching, and that's what I was heard in the beginning of the year. This was a time for me to teach. And so the platform has come through you to be able to teach. And then I'll be now and going back to teaching again at the Cosmic Center of Light in Sarasota, Florida, both in person and on Zoom, as well as my own teachings through my own business, LeaChapin.com, Celestial Connections. But this has been a time of, okay, let's take a look at where we can serve, where we can best use our gifts. And it feels like so many people are just awakening to new ideas and new inspirations. And so I think this has been a lovely time to settle into that quiet solitude.
And that's, you put it perfectly too, was just that it's not about me personally. It's not about us personally. And I have to tell you, that's one of been the number one advice, whether you want to hear it or not, from the angels, from the guides, is it's not about you. Take yourself out of the little hurricane that you have put yourself in. Take yourself out of that. Turn around, open your eyes, and look at everything from a bigger picture. When you remove yourself from the situation, go higher and look back at it, it's completely different. When you're looking at it from everyone else's point of view as well, or from just a higher point of view. And it's like, oh, this is great. Now, what's interesting is how many times does our guides and loved ones will send messages from others, and we enjoy sometimes those messages. But if someone tells us it's get over yourself, it's not all about you, what happens? We get defensive. Oh, how dare you tell me that? Well, you're not listening to your guides. They're trying to get others to get the message to you, and you're just so mad and angry and want to fight everyone. But as soon as and that surrender is, I'm done fighting. And you realize that all you were doing was fighting yourself. Just fighting yourself. And when you get exhausted from doing that and say, okay, you know what? Let's look at it from a different point of view. Your jaw will a little drop when you're just like, wow, it is really so much more than me. Everything that we do, we are all intertwined and all connected. And so what we do does affect each other. So when we realize that, now what I'm doing is I'm praying for others. I'm sending healing out. I'm making sure that my sacred space is all about, harmony and unity, and then pushing that space out, sending that out in all directions. That's what the world needs right now, that love and compassion.
That's right. Yes, the Spirit said today that they were sending love, peace, and joy into a forward field. It was like they were embodying us with this energy, and I could see that we were like, our light bodies were getting lighter and lighter, and we're like little orbs, and that we were traveling all over the place affecting people. So I like that visual today, that is, we begin to clear those patterns within us, and how important it is to really honor ourselves and really put the time and investment in taking care of you, because not only will it help you physically, but it'll help you mentally and emotionally and spiritually, and help you in the ascension process. Because as we know, which I talked about 20 years ago or 25 years ago, as a massage therapist, trying to help people understand that their physical problems are affected by their mental and emotional health and spiritual health. And I remember years ago, back in the 90s, people didn't really want to acknowledge that or didn't understand that. And more people are to a great delight, are understanding that their physical health is related to their emotions, and how important it is for us to begin to clear those, because as we are able to see inside the body, as medical intuitives or intuitives, we can see blockages, we can see energies where we're holding those emotions, or we can feel them. And so it's important to know that this affects our physical health. So for us to be clear about bringing more light in our body. And one thing that I like to do is call in what is called the elixir of life and the resurrection flame, and begin to send the light and the healing into every cell, every pore, every fiber of my being, and begin to clear everything that no longer serves me, and continue to bring more and more light into my body. So I want to ask you now, I want to shift gears just for a minute about the full moon and the lunar eclipse, and how that might be affecting us emotionally at this time, or what that is looking like as we move into the month of December, or into the new year.
That every full moon has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger, and it's where we do receive a lot of downloads or uploads, and not just from the moon, but from stargates. Let me say that. All right, from stargates, and it's just like we've talked about this before, with these rays that are getting ready to come in on the winter solstice. But even Helios, the central sun, used to shine through our sun, and now it just shines around. It doesn't need to filter through our sun anymore. It comes in either beside it or all around it, and that's why a lot of people notice that the sunlight has changed. Well, the moon is a little different, and I've talked about this before, and you have to have a very open mind about what the moon is. Truly our mothership, all right, with organic matter covering it, but it really is a light ship with some physical features. And I've talked about this before in the show, and I'm not going to really go too much into this, all right? So we are, and then it is important to connect with the mother, because we are receiving vibration or impulses, from her or from the moon. All right. And so they definitely are, those that are on the moon is our guardians. Yes, there is a moon station. There's a part you don't see. And again, that's a whole different conversation. But the thing is that we keep looking for the mothership, and the moon is the main mothership, the main guardian. And so we have a lot, and a portal, a very powerful portal for the angels and the unicorns and coming through. Okay. So we are receiving all of this information, and it's more and more, it's stronger and stronger each time. And that this is the last full moon before we hit the winter solstice. So this is preparing us for more light, like Reverend Lee said, for more light, for more rays. It's going to be coming onto this earth plane, and it's going to be, it's beyond words. I try to describe it. I try to get them to describe it to me, and it just is like, just wait. Because, words sometimes kind of cheapen it, but it's powerful, as we step into our power. And that's the whole point, is just remember your divinity. Remember that we are so much more than, titles that we give ourselves. Okay. the number one thing we should never forget is our divinity.
And on December 12th, I think you were going to teach a class. Do you want to share about that now? About what you were going to offer, what you felt guided to teach?
Yeah.
I got to run and get my cord, but go ahead and share.
Okay. All right. So on December 12th, I'm going to, let me just back up for a moment. Reverend Lee, myself, and 3 other beautiful ladies, Pam Silver Eagle, who is watching the show. Hello, Pam. Hello. And Melissa Parks and Stacy Erickson. We are all on the 21st. Yes, we are going to have a show on the a special event 12/21. Now, this is something that we did 11/11, and when we were doing that event, it was okay. So now we need to have a 12/21 event, and there was requests for that after that. So I was like, all right, fine. And so we're setting that up, still in the works of setting that up. So then I had heard, well, you need to prep them. So let's do 12/12. And I'm like, okay, do I have anyone else? Do I do this with anyone else? Teach this or have this event? And they're like, no, we just want you sit an hour and a half and just and they've been giving me things, but they want whatever we need to do to prep and for this increased light that's coming in. So that's what I've been working on. That's 12/12. And then, like I said, we're going to have a 12/21 event with us 5 ladies. And then on 12/30, it was interesting because Reverend Lee and I were talking a couple of days ago that we need to do something else. And that was where the 12/30 comes in. So we're going to make sure it's like a checkup. How's everybody doing from all this light coming in now from the winter solstice? And it's not just a checkup, but it's a help balancing. All right, how do we handle, because this will be something new for all of us, right? To have all this increased light and rays and energy coming through us, and we're going to together make sure that we are in allowing these energies to come in a balanced and harmonious manner. So that's what Reverend Lee and I are going to do on 12/30, a month from now. So you see how it's different steps, but it's to make sure that you're not alone, and that every step of the way we are here for you.
And for me, there's been a lot of change in terms of my life, and we're all being catapulted. If we're not physically being moved around, we're energetically being shifted. And so this morning, I've been having trouble with just being tired. And Spirit had said, oh, no, please let your body rest, because you're actually purging and clearing those energies from your physical bodies that don't serve you anymore. So for me, I know that I tend to want to go, and I feel lazy if I'm not, excuse me, my phone's not adjusted. If I'm not always busy and working, but it feels like I've just been forced to slow down. And I know a lot of other people are feeling tired and emotional as well. So just know that this time, again, you're continuing to purge, allow yourself to rest, be gentle with yourself, reach out for support. And like Tiffany said, there's the preparation of all that she's offering here through Goldylocks Productions. So there's a lot happening that we don't even fully understand. I know that this level of exhaustion or emotional energy that's purging through us will, again, I truly feel that 2021 is really a time of healing, which is so interesting because, again, as I was talking about earlier, that we had to purge, and this whole year was just purging and bringing up stuff that was not pretty, and how we move into 2021 and how we create it and how we manifest it really depends on us and how we do the work now. So
absolutely, and I love what you put there, and it's just like, and if we stop and think about and kind of write what's happened in the last 8 years since 2012, we've been purging since then. But if we went too slow, right, this has been the year where we're catching up. everywhere. It's just it's been a huge purging year, final release. And in so many levels. Old structures are crumbling and falling and things that aren't working anymore. And so that type of purge is huge. Individually, collectively, it's all happening. And so it is very important, like Reverend Lee said, is to make sure that we are taking time to rest. And especially full moon, may feel this high energy, and then you may feel, okay, so like your energy, your psyche, your soul is like, oh, this feels good, go, 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 go. And your body's like, just please leave me alone. I just want to rest, And so we kind of feel like we have this inner struggle going on. So just remind yourself, okay, we need to have this rest, let the light come in, let our bodies adjust to more light. Already they're doing little tests. They're getting our bodies prepared. Our bodies are getting prepared for this. So I do need to just rest. We don't need to go, 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 go. And I think that's the whole thing with right after Thanksgiving, the day after was Black Friday, and how many people would go and shop for 12-hour shop-a-thon? Why would you do that to your body? But people would do it. And so now this is really, no, you can go online and do it. Okay, then that's, we don't need all that stress. Why would we put ourselves in stressful situations on purpose? There's a challenge, or hey, yay, I did this. But I do believe now that our whole focus is even changing. It should be shifting as well. The focus and what we consider important. All right. And so it's just time together. It's such a very beautiful moment that we are in. And we should just enjoy and celebrate every day that we are on this earth plane and all the changes that are happening, and just always look to that state of balance, not too much negative, not too much positive, but that beautiful combination of both, because that's what we're made of, is both those energies. Okay. And so even if you just got to hold the image of the yin and yang symbol, which is a very powerful symbol of unity, it is. And also to the Merkaba, or I have a rose quartz one, or like the Star of David, So these are powerful symbols. Hold on to that to balance. A powerful tree. A tree. On my last show last week on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Not last week because of not this past, not what is Monday? I don't even know what day this is. Okay, not last night because of the Thanksgiving holiday, but last Sunday, check my show. We did this really great visualization of where we are bringing the compassion in from the solar plexus. And it's a tree that's roots are in the solar plexus, and in going up and just encompassing, the upper branches are going up and encompassing the sacred heart center, the heart chakra right in the center. And it's like a tree rib cage, so to speak. Like your rib cage is a tree, right? Little branches. Now it's unifying the compassion and love, because many people get confused between compassion and love. But we've all heard compassion of Christ joining with the feminine Christ consciousness of the heart, the love. Aha, balance again.
Yes, moving into our sacred heart.
Yes.
This, as many of you know, I channel Mother Mary and Joshua and Mary Magdalene, and a long time ago they'd asked me to do a class on teaching of the Sacred Heart, and I never did do it. I guess because I didn't fully understand it. So I'm sure that there'll be a time that they'll ask me to do that, because I always think about how I put together this little synopsis of a class and then never did it. I thought, usually when I put something together, I teach it. So I thought, isn't that interesting? So as you mentioned, that balance, but that's what's really key here now for all of us, and why, again, we're talking about taking the time to do the clearing. So for those who have any interest in working with me with the Akashic Records and helping to move through those lifetimes, just contact me at leachapin@gmail.com. I'll be glad to speak with you about it if you would like to do it individually, or I'll be teaching in a class. But Tiffany and I know that we'll be sharing more of this healing work, on November 30th, and touching base with that as well. And so for those who have any interest in those jobs, again, go to my website, leachapin.com. But
Okay, you froze a little bit, Lee. You're a little frozen.
Let's turn to really some of your thoughts are for 2021 in terms of what your guides or your that I'm feeling. What's that? Frozen?
You were frozen and coming in and out, but I hear you talk about 2021. Yeah. Hold on, it's coming back now, just kind of slowly. It's not surprising, the energies. I want to say something before we go on to talk about 1221 is that it's interesting though, Urban Lee, that you talking about the Christ consciousness doing a class. Well, when I've asked about what type of healing work I was doing, that's what I've heard, cosmic heart healing. And 2 years ago, they're like, right, to activate your avatar course, which is all of the teachings of the cosmic heart. And so now we were twins in a past life. Think about this. This is no surprise now. I think it just hit me. We found each other. You've been teaching the compassion of Christ, and I've been working the Cosmic Heart Center, doing that cosmic heart healing. Hello. And then we're brought back together to bring it all back together. And that's usually what twins do, right? I think that's right. Really beautiful.
That's right. Maybe we're twin flames.
So it's just like,
yeah, I saw that again. I thought, why I haven't taught this? So yeah, no, there's no surprise on that.
Yeah, I know, right?
So what I was going to say about 2021, I'm feeling this sense of really moving forward into our mission work. I know I said that in the year of 2020 because it felt like we were all going to be catapulted into our rightful positions. But I'm feeling it even stronger now with our soul mission. Have you gotten in that?
Yes, and there should be a lot of, for those that are open to receive the clarity that will happen on winter solstice. For some who may be on the fence about it, there may be that very first, I'm confused. Keep working, keep your mind open, your heart open, work through it, and then that confusion will dissipate. But as we're allowing, when we see these rays and these lights are going to be coming in from 7 different sources other than the great central sun and our sun, we're going to have 7 beautiful lights or these rays come in now from these ascended stars. And this is what's happening on the 21st. And as it's onto this earth plane is being bathed, Mother Earth's chakras and energies being bathed with these rays, all of us too. And so that's going to really open up. We're going to remember more about who we are. We're going to remember maybe what stargates we did some learning, and a lot of things are going to really start coming back to us. We're going to be united, or maybe not united, but we're going to be able to read our Akashic records. We're going to be able to, our universal, our divine blueprint records. We're going to know everything that we have been blinded by is going to be revealed to us. And so, yes, it's a powerful way to kickstart 2021. And so it's just allowing it. It's not anything to be fearful of. It's just these beautiful lights that's really going to be coming through and penetrating, healing our DNA, healing our blood. It's healing each and every part of us. That's part of the ascension process, is getting lighter. And we can't have heaviness. We can't have blockages. We can't have luggage. We can't have that stuff. And so that's what this whole year of purging has been about. And everyone sitting in this sacred circle have been doing your work. And so just keep with it. Just allow anything that's not for your highest and greatest to fall away. And Kim, you already know the answer to your question. I see your question there. You already know it, and so if anything causes you stress, you need to step away. Seriously. All right. If anything, anyone, any situation, your job, anything is causing you stress, is it really worth it? Be honest. Ask yourself, is this for my highest and greatest? No. Well, then do something. No one's going to come in and save you per se. We have to step in our power, take that step and say, I want this, and I'm going to take that step forward to make it happen. And when you take that step forward, because that's free will, we have to show that this is what we want. Then all that support's going to just flood around us big time. But we have to do that work. We have to take that step because we agreed to free will. So no one's going to just come and miraculously wave a wand and change things for us. We have to do that. And it's very simple with just changing the intention. And I say simple, but it's not. Because a lot of people don't like change. It's not so easy for them. But we have to get used to it.
Yeah, our crown chakras, I'm just seeing in my mind's eye, it feels like our crown chakras are being, I don't want to say blown wide open, but they're just more, I can see information being accessed through our crown chakras even more. I'm seeing it in my mind now, that there's more and more energy coming to us that we will have access to. As you said, remembering who we are, but also tapping into our divine potential. And as Spirit said today, we're able to tap into our cosmic bank. So we have a cosmic bank of all of our good deeds, and that we're able to access that cosmic bank now, that we have that universal energy that now we're able to manifest because the veils are clear for us. So we clear our emotional debris, we're able to tap in and manifest even more from our cosmic bank that was today. So that's the excitement of being able to clear emotional debris so we can manifest and create, because a lot of us get frustrated because we think we can't manifest or create. We don't think we have the power to, but we got to, as Spirit showed today, it's about continuing to clear the layers like an onion so that we can be lighter and manifest quickly, as Christ did.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting.
So you asked about the full moon too. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I'm done.
So about the full moon too, our causal chakra, which is like behind our head but up right above. We have the crown on top of our head, and the causal chakra is just slightly elevated up but behind us. So when our ancestors had elongated skulls, it encased the causal chakra, the moon, the sun. Right? We had all of that. So with the full moon, that's how this information or these energies, these uploads, downloads, whatever you want to call them, are coming in from the causal to the crown and down, all through us, and it feels good. And we're getting it both ways, not just down but up, because of course Earth is being bathed in this down into the soil. We're pulling it up from the bottoms of our feet, going all the way up. It's this beautiful energy cycle. The energy flow goes up and down our bodies constantly, not in a straight line, but in these beautiful, like the DNA strands, the Kundalini snake, so to speak, going up and down our bodies, okay? So, whoo, yes. And you know, I just want to address, Kim has asked a question. I understand this is a lesson over several lifetimes, just not understanding what. Kim, anything that comes back from a past life, it's usually closure. Shut the door. You didn't shut the door in a past life, Kim. You had no closure. You can now. I'm shutting the door. And bam, it's done, and it's that simple. And I have had that happen to me, so I understand the confusion. Before I even knew what past lives was, I met somebody from a past life. And the only reason we were brought back was for closure, because we didn't have that, because I died suddenly. We didn't have the closure in a past life. So as soon as I realized that all I needed to do was to step away, everything was better, and be serious about it. You know, you step away and then you're like, oh, wait a minute. No, don't do that. Step away and stay away. Shut the door and walk on. And that's, you know, not as hard as you think it is. All right? It's not. That's what you need to do. Is forgiveness. Yeah, I'm grateful that we came back to finish, tie this all up, put a pretty bow on it. And thank you for your lessons. Thank you for the lessons of this relationship. And now I'm moving on. Thank you. Bye-bye. There you go.
And I was going to say that that in the readings that I do, I help people understand their past lives from a higher spiritual perspective. So I'll help them. I'll go into the Akashic records, and then I'll tap into the past life, and I'll help you to understand your role, the person's role, or the theme. And oftentimes, Spirit will do a spiritual healing to clear those imprints or those patterns. You're ready for that to be cleared. But if once we have the spiritual awareness, I always say power is not, or knowledge is power, that if we have that understanding of what happened in our past life that's affecting us now, then we can heal it, we can move through it. But if we're confused and we don't really understand, it's like, oh, how do I resolve this?
Yeah.
So that's a great deal of what I do in my channeled readings. So Spirit will come in and help bring clarity to that individual about what's happening within their life.
And I understand that, Kim, because I walked around confused for like a year or two before my guides helped me, and then guided me to the people to help, and then to some Akashic healer, you know, to things like that. So contact Reverend Lea through her website to schedule, because it's most definitely important to get to that Akashic records and do the clearing for the past lives. And so it is huge. But I know I've walked around for like at least a couple of years in a total state of confusion. But as soon as you have that understanding, you know, you're tossing it around like a hot potato, that confusion inside of you. Even if you walk away from someone, but that confusion of, I don't understand what just happened. And then when you do have that understanding, you can just totally, completely just release it away from you and be done and walk away. Because we have so many questions that we just want answered, right? And so what's your session with Reverend Lea? Don't you have specials, winter specials going on?
You have a special to the end of December. So an hour session is $99 for the hour, or half an hour is $60. So you can contact me at leachapin.com, but that's good to the end of December. So you can get gift certificates as well. But again, I have those in half an hour and hour increments. So a lot can be brought forth in a half an hour. I just ask people to bring their questions of what they want to ask for clarity for, and Spirit will get right to it. So,
yes. And I've had sessions with her. It's very fast and powerful. So you will really enjoy this. And like, she has gift certificates to think about your family members or anyone else that you can think of. So this is a great time. So yes. Okay, Kim, thank you. Lea, I will contact you later today. Okay, so Lea, Kim Smith is watching, and so she'll contact you later today. So, yay!
Okay, thank you.
And this is powerful times too with this full moon to do this type of work. I'm sorry, repeat that, Reverend Lee. I think you froze again.
I was going to say. Oh, I'm sorry. I said, did we have any other questions? Because we're getting close to. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. No, we don't have any other questions. Yeah, I think we answered all the questions, and so our energy is just so strong. I'm surprised technology can handle it.
No, that hour went by fast. Well, I appreciate you on to help assist me with this. I know that, you have so much to offer and so much to share, and I want to make sure that people know about your class on the 12th and on the 21st, and then again on December 30th. I will be teaching my 12 Mastery Teachings class, my final class, on December 15th, and that lesson is on joy. So here we are at the holiday season, and the last class of the Christ Teachings is joy as we move into this new year. So I'm really excited about that. And then on December 12th, I begin my Saturday Sabbath services again at the Cosmic Center of Spiritual Light. That'll be in person for those local in the Sarasota, Florida area, as well as on Zoom. So all of you listening can, if you have any interest in being a part of my Sabbath services, I'll be channeling the Ascended Masters. There'll be a theme each week, and I'll be channeling fresh information to help you with your ascension process as well. So that's another teaching avenue that I have. And again, my development class, the Akashic Records, I'm open to teaching that again. I do one every other week with a small group, but open to teaching that. I think we offered that before. But I was in the process of moving. So if those are interested, we will get that done. That I had not. I don't think we had scheduled it we scheduled it in January, but I don't know for sure if we put a date on the books or not. But
right, we need to put a date
postpone
on
some
that.
of that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we will be teaching the Akashic Records and helping you to heal your past lives. So that will be a part of that intuitive development class. Really powerful work. It's like I said, that day that I tapped into my own Akashic Records, and I'll help teach you how to tap into your own Akashic Records as well. So it's really fun to be able to access that information. And it's really, just be open, and, you'll be amazed at what you can bring forth. So again, Tiffany, thank you today for all that you bring forth. And I'm so grateful to you for all that you do for all of us. So is there anything else that you'd like to share before we finish up here today?
No, just I'm just so grateful. And just check out the master classes on the Goldylocks Productions website. And yeah, there you go. We'll put the date. It's for Reverend Lee's classes. I know it's January right now, but be sure to check back, and we'll update that within the next several days when we settle down some dates. So be sure to check that out. And the specials that we have, the special events, you will not find on the Goldylocks Productions website. So make sure that you are following Reverend Lee and myself so that you can have access to the 1221 event that we're going to do with other ladies, and then her and I reuniting again on the 1230 event. Okay, so make sure that you are in contact with both of us, both of us, and so that you'll know about these events. So, all right, and I'm just very grateful. I always love playing with the energies with you. So, thank you.
Yes, as my twin. Yes, it's always so fun.
Yeah.
So we have been reunited, and I am grateful. So thank you, my dear. Everybody have a blessed week, and I won't see you. I'm not going to be able to do a show next week, but I'll be back again on December 14th. So that will be December 14th, and I think we have 2 weeks off in December at the end of the month too, as well.
Yes, we do. Starting the 20th, I do believe the 20th or 21st for the rest of the year. So yes. So that's why it's okay, you really want to sit in our 1221 special event because for the rest of the year, there's not going to be shows. But you're not going to be left alone. You'll be totally supported by us. So thank you.
Only other show this. All right, everybody, have a great month. Have a great week. Have a great rest of the year. And Tiffany, thank you, my dear, and namaste to all of you, and blessings to all. So have a great day. Bye-bye.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.